And then I just began to pray and began to talk to the
Prayer
Lord.
is key.
And I was feeling so scared. Like, my heart was beating so fast.
Wow.
I'm not even kidding. And like I kind of calmed down, like, after like what seemed like forever outside Chick-fil-A. And I just like went back in, but I was like shaking, jittering, like, and it even felt like throwing up because of how like, because you know when you're so anxious or you feel so nervous, it can trigger like nausea and like vomiting. I felt like vomiting, like it was horrible.
Did you feel anything like in your body that was?
Yeah, I felt like everything was shaking. Like I was like this. Like my whole body, I was shaking. I felt like horrible. It was really bad.
So how did you feel like when you, like after you prayed, and then after that, like how were the steps that for healing?
So after I prayed, I just began to close my eyes, and I'm not joking, Abby. Oh my Lord, only God really, like, I had to really like remind myself that God, you're with me.
Yeah.
And I began, and like outside Chick-fil-A, I was like, I declare the blood, with like crying. I declare the blood. I declare the blood. It was scary. It's more than just feeling like you feel like the whole world is like around you is gonna like perish.
Yeah, like caving in.
Yeah, exactly. And I just began to remind Sinai, the Lord is with you. The Lord is with you. The Lord is with you. In the name of Jesus, I am a woman of God, Father. You know, I just began to just declare His word, declare His promises over my life, and then I kind of like calmed down a bit. And there's a thing that the body goes through. Like, I'm not a doctor, by the way.
Me
but
neither.
there's a thing.
I study media.
There's a thing that when your body is under so much stress, it causes a thing called derealization. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No.
It basically happens when you're so under stress that like your brain kind of like goes to this mode where like you feel like you're in a video game. Like you feel like it's fake. And it's an actual real thing.
Oh wow.
So I went through that when that happened. Like you kind of feel like you're in a video game. Like you feel like you can't even feel yourself. You're like numb.
Yeah.
You feel like what's going on, and that happened to me.
Oh wow.
And it's really scary, and it's an actual thing that happens to people. Like I have friends who went through that too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then after that, and you got back from Chick-fil-A, like, was it like a decision that you made that you're like, oh, I want to like get healed, or like was it, or like what happened in that moment?
From that moment, I realized I had hidden fear, and I said, Lord, from this day on, we're starting a healing journey together.
I love that.
I'm not kidding. And from that day on, so many things were exposed. Like, what if this? What if I don't make it? What if I die? Like, even like at that time, I was like, I'm not afraid that I'll die. But in that moment, I was like so hidden. Like, I had a fear of being sick. I didn't even like think about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, and like so many things were like taken out of the light that day.
And it was like in that day.
Yeah. And it took like almost like a whole month just uprooting all those things, those secret things I didn't even know about myself.
So you, in that process of uprooting things, what were you doing? Like how, like, walk me through it.
I'm not even joking. My intimacy with God changed.
So you basically went to pray, and you were like, God, heal me, deliver me, give me that strength to persevere.
Yeah, because I used to just and I will always start off with worship, so I always affirm God. But at that moment, it was a battle to just even do that, because all the thoughts would come, and it would overwhelm me so much. And I felt like, God, how can I pray if all these thoughts are coming to me? I'm talking about like sexual thoughts, perverse thoughts, unclean thoughts, thoughts of discouragement, thoughts of hopelessness.
And how old were you when you were dealing with
that? This started when I was 17.
Wow.
I was 17 when this started, and I remember like it was horrible, and then but something shifted in my secret place. Little did the devil know that my intimacy with God actually went to a whole nother level.
Yeah. In
my mental health, and God just removed the shame. Shame, because I was even too ashamed to even confess to God. Like, even though like He knows what's going on.
Even though like it's in your thoughts and you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you went to God.
Yes, like, so I would start off with worship, but I feel like mechanicalism, if that's even a word, was broken.
Being mechanic, yeah.
It was broken. Like, okay, worship, prayer, then end the worship, and that's it.
Like the routine, I got what I needed from God, and then done.
No, but something changed, and now I can say like it's not the same.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Like, yes, I still worship and stuff, but now there's more like spontaneity. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, which is exciting, because anything can happen in the presence of God. So
sometimes you're crying, sometimes you're dancing in your room, sometimes you're on the floor.
I don't know, like,
or you're just sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, I remember there was a time that I was telling you off camera that I had a sleepover with God.
Yeah.
And,
so sweet.
and basically the way that I encountered him was so differently, that I had a sleepover with him and he's like, give me your favorite pillow. And I was like, not my Tempur-Pedic pillow. Like, this is my favorite pillow ever. And I gave it to him. And in those moments, like, when you have a sleepover with your best friend, you kind of talk about intimate moments. You talk about your deepest, darkest secrets. And in that moment, God was like, tell me your deepest, darkest secrets. Like, tell me your heart. And I think, like, going back to you, it's like, in those moments that you went to God and you like draw near close to God, like in the previous episode that we did with Isaac, he was talking like when you draw near to God, he draws near to you. So the fact that you did that, I believe probably like the anxiety and the stress and the what if like slowly went away because you were drawing near to God, and because you did that, you felt that being washed off.
And that took perseverance. I'm not kidding, Abby.
Oh, that was good.
I could just like,
that was good.
There was so much that took perseverance.
So was this like an everyday thing?
Every day, constant, like all the moment. I'm talking about like I was tormented. Abby, I was tormented.
Wow.
You can tell everyone who knows me, I was tormented. Like, I'm not even kidding. I was tormented. I felt so hopeless.